Let's catch up with Gwenn Lloyd of the Naperville Garden Club. In December, she gave us some great tips for decking the halls for the holidays. Now she's back with an easy-to-follow how-to guide for making your own potted fairy garden. Gwen?
Hi Lisa, thanks for visiting today. Fairy gardens have been a concept that have been very popular for the past few seasons, so I thought I would talk with you today about making your own fairy garden container. Some of us aren't lucky enough to have our own personal garden to be able to go out and visit the fairies in our garden. So this is a way to bring your garden into your home. It's not very expensive. You should be able to do this for less than $20, and it should take you under an hour to do, actually. Okay, so we're getting started with our project. I'm using an 8-inch diameter clay pot. Now, you can use a clay pot, you can also use a plastic pot. Sometimes the plastic pots are more expensive, so it's whatever you have around that you're interested in using. Because I have a full pot here, I'm going to decorate it with pine cones, because I found that other times when I've made a roof line, I've used either the popsicle sticks or I've used the scales from a pine cone in order to do that. And what I'm talking about are the little pieces that come off of a pine cone. So this is another way for you to save money while you enhance your pot. This is a perfect time of year right now to go around and pick pine cones up because the pine trees are actually dropping them now. What I would suggest is you pick them up, take them home, and let them warm up and dry out for about a week. What I want to do is I'm going to make a flowerette of pine cone scales, and I'm going to glue them on this top edge of my pot. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun. You start anywhere you want. You're going to do a dollop of glue, and you're going to work fairly quick because the glue is going to dry. As soon as I have my flowerette, I'm going to enhance that a little bit with a small stone that's going to go with this other stones that are going to be on my pot. And we're set. I've got the first part of my fairy container. So I'm ready to put my door on next. What I'm going to do is I'm going to center the door. If I have 4, I'm going to split the difference of the center ones, and I'm just going to make sure that I have a fair amount of glue on this door. Once it's on, you're just going to hold it until the glue dries a little bit. If you look closely at this door, it basically is a grouping of popsicle sticks put together. So if you have popsicle sticks at home, you could make your own door by putting 6 of these together, and then look, just take them and glue pieces across, and you have your own door that you can make for a whole lot less money. Take a look in the stores and you can find these little accessories. The next step to make the fairy container is to put our stones on. You can get bags of decorative stones right at the dollar store. So again, you're saving money with this whole project. I found when I went to the store that some of the bags have larger sized rocks and some are a little bit smaller. So we're going to mix these. This is where probably one of the more artistic parts of the pot comes in, because you're going to pay attention to the color and the size of your rocks as you're gluing them on. And I'm going to start filling in the spaces. I'm probably going to have my larger rocks towards the bottom, just like you're building a house. This is where it gets tedious. You're going to do 1 rock at a time, and you're going to fill in by color. You're not going to want all white rocks together. You're going to look for variation in the color. You're going to find that your moss, when you bring it out of the bag, is either in a sheet like this where it's all together. It's green on the one side and then it's a little thicker, but it all stays together. Or you're going to find it comes in individual pieces like this. You're going to use both of this type. This moss here that's more like a sheet is going to be good to fill in here at the top. So again, the hot glue, that's all you're going to do. Put it on your pot, and then we're going to fill in with these small spots with your smaller individual pieces of moss. Now, the glue is hot, so I find it's useful to use your popsicle stick instead of your finger to press in to get it to stick. On this one, I chose to use mirrors instead of the pine flowerets, so that's what's on top. And you can see how nicely now the moss has filled in with all of the stones. And again, note that the whole pot is not covered. The back of this is totally empty. What I've chosen to do when it's all done is to fill my pot with what's called permanent botanicals. The old-fashioned way would be artificial or silk florals. You can also fill your container with live plants. What I would do to protect the container is to make sure that you have a liner, a plastic liner in there before you put your dirt and your plant in so that the moisture doesn't seep through the clay pot. But this just has floral foam put in it, and then these are decorative bushes that are just put into the moss. So there you go. Now that you know how to put your own container together, I hope you have a good time doing it. Thank you very much for joining me today. And back to you, Lisa.
Now that's a great idea for a ladies' night or a craft project to do with your kids. Thanks, Gwen.